Hello, a minute to spare. I'd like to thank my husband who's standing right behind me. And when everybody comes in, I will give you a sincere apology for all this. And I'll have to delete the other ones so that we don't want Seal being bad. We're trying to help her. So I guess I'll start off. So sorry, my dear. Me and technology, we know it's a joke, don't we? So we'll just wait to see if we get anybody in. Hi, Kerry. It's good to see you. What a beautiful Bonnie girl you have. Aptly named. Tell her congratulations. I saw her picture today. It was absolutely beautiful. So that was well done. We've had a bit of drama. Hi, Cheryl. Looks good. I'm here, aren't I? You can hear me? Everything's fine. My poor husband, he doesn't know anything about social media, and he's getting uptight, and I could feel it coming off him because he wants to help me. And I don't. I got my proper good drink, my water here, but I'm Pepsi. I'm the Pepsi girl. Sue's the coffee. Hi, Anita. Thank you very much for coming back. I'm just a little bit I am so relieved. It's just so important to be able to do this to help Sue. Plus, I don't know, I might be just a bit weird, but I love hanging out with you girls on Friday night. All good. Thank you, Jane. Thank you. Will you mind? I'll just shoot Sue a bit of a message and tell her that I don't know how we did it, but we did it, and we're on. Just to sort of put her mind at rest. I said, we are on, don't ask how. I hope you didn't hear any sort of inappropriate conversation. I don't think we had any. Well, you wouldn't have heard a naughty word out of Graham's mouth, but there's just a chance that when, it wouldn't have been me, probably. Sue just said, okay, I won't. Ask me how it was done. We're on. We're talking. Everything's working. Bless you. Thank you very much. You're amazing. I kind of think that we both did that together, but I think it was probably more him. I kept pressing on the wrong live, and the dogs had an inappropriate conversation. Well, you heard them. You heard them. That's them at their best. They love to rumble. So for the girls who don't know, we are batty about our animals in this house, as we should be. And they rumble. So we've got a miniature fox terrier that thinks he's a Rottweiler, and we have a border collie. They're both purebreds, and we've got the border collie, Cody, who is neurotic and scared of everything, and is pretty laid. But when he's not being scared, he's pretty laid back. So they start rumbling, and we've taken to giving them a rumble rug because Louis pulls at Cody's mane and doesn't seem to bother him. But every now and again, you'll hear Louis coughing and spitting up fur balls. So interesting. Yeah, it's always loud. How can such little dogs make such big noises? And here we have got the loud. I'm just hoping they're not going to bark on you. If you have an earpiece in, just loosen it a little bit, because I can't guarantee that Cody's not just going to. Because we've had we had high wind, looked like a storm was going to blow in, but it didn't. So I'll just wait for a couple of more minutes, and then I will do announcements. I thought what I'd do is I've got this journal. It's not on its own. It's not an orphan. I have many journals that look like this, And I have other journal pages that look just flat like that, waiting for the inserts. My brain doesn't cope with just sensible one thing at a time nonsense. So what I thought I'd do tonight is I thought maybe we might try and attempt to do something in here. Maybe it might work better if we put it up the right way. So this is it's just a combination of different papers, just whatever I put in. Now I've taken to putting a couple of less pages into the journal, the signature. It's going to be one signature because I tend to start adding, as we all know, journals. Isn't that just beautiful? Thank you, Jane. It's fabric and it's been put onto a backing of calico, and there's a piece of either watercolor or sketch paper in the middle of it. So it's all nice and what do you call it, flexible. So anyway, just different pages. I put a little bit of fabric washi there just to make it a bit stronger. That's an envelope in the middle. So I've sort of got it to this stage, and then for some unknown reason, that's another pretty one too. What's its match? I didn't actually see that one, doesn't it? So I need to start building. So I was wondering what would go nicely with this. And then I got to thinking, I've got a couple of things made out of scrapbooking paper. I don't really know where they've come, what paper it is off the top of my head. And they're just pocket flips. So it will sit over a page, any page. It will sit over like this. So it'll flip up there, put a tag or whatever in there, and then over here you've got a pocket. So that's what that one's all about. And I've made two of those, but whether two will go in here or not, I don't know, because they are fairly weighty and they haven't got the pocket in. And then when I saw the little mushrooms, I thought, I know what I've got, but wait, there's more. I know what I could use in here as embellishments. And I thought that would be this lovely mushroom kit that is a printable of Sue's. I'm hoping Karina comes back in. I've got a follow-up for her on something she asked a while ago. So we can put these to the side. But even though that I've always had this thing in my head, that you keep everything together. Everything's a kit and everything's got a match and everything's, So if you're going to use a kit, you use it on this one and then you get another kit. Fortunately, I've learned that we can mix and match. So I've got some of the embellishments from Sue's mushroom kit. They're on 250 weight. So I've taken those, and then the postcards as well, and then these ones here. So I thought they would all go in this journal. And this is 2 pages from it as well. When I was all come and thought that I had everything sussed, I was just cutting them down. So I like those for that journal. But then Sue goes, well, before I do that, don't forget that her printable download of her coffee dyed papers, they are just amazing. They really are, and they're very handy, and then you just print them out. Yeah, working on the film strips. They were gorgeous, weren't they? Those film strips. So now we've got her very latest, which, speaking of film strips, so I've cut these out on 250 as well, because I got to thinking once again, dangerous thing to do, I know. But then I thought, you know what? I think that these will also go really, really well in that journal as well. And Sue is making a grunge type journal theme, out of this and making a little journal with it, I thought that it would be good for this as ephemera and pockets and different tags and what have you. And that's a little, looks like her tape that she did. Remember the tape she did? That reminds me of what that is there. So there's all little bits and odds that are going to look really, really beautiful in there, in the big file folder. So I really think that is going to go with the mushrooms, which is going to go with the what I already started. But then I come across these, and although Sue didn't do these ones, she found them. She found them for us all, these beautiful, beautiful ladies. So I thought that's a possibility to go in there. It's just endless, isn't it? So that's kind of where I got to. I was calmly cutting these down because I thought that, maybe one of them could go like that. So it's the first thing you see when you open up, or to go there. It's a bit bigger. It might look nice, put it there and sort of like gusset it and then put a top on it, which the more I think about it, I think that, so if I was to put that one there, I could then do the same thing at the back. Make these into pockets here. So they could be pockets. Question whether that one's straight. Don't get caught. So anyway, we're just thinking about it. Oh, that would be cool. You have to start off with the corpse, though, aren't you? A detective journal. Yeah, you'll need a casualty, a fatality. Oh, I love the way your brain works, Jan. I really do. Now that I've got these lovely pretty things here, I'll find a couple of pretty things for you to look at while we have a little chat. The other thing too, I realised today, this was a page. I'm just going to make sure the very offensive bit is not at the top. So this came out of a little rhyme book, rhymes, little for kids to sing and so forth and so on. Like we all know the frog went a courting, and a hole at the bottom of the sea and all that. And then I'm really, really, really pleased that I read it, because there really is just a horrible racial slurs in one of these rhymes that they were teaching children, and it really is just abhorrent. It's just dreadful. Hi Tammy, how you doing? I hope everything is going all right with you. How to make it look like an old-fashioned evidence file. Yeah, throw a body in here and there. You can't have a good detective story without a body or two. Yeah. So Karina, I'm sure I saw her before. So just in case she comes back again, she was asking about the Crinch, I think it's called. That machine that makes these things. So this is my little test run. I've had mine for, I don't know, years, 5 years, whatever. It's been out in the store shed, and actually went a little bit rusty on me, but nothing that stops it from working. You can see where I've been a little bit heavy-handed on closing them. That's user error, not the way they come out. This one here is right. And then I just did a little mock booklet that I would suggest very strongly. I've just used the back of ticketing. So I was thinking, I can just put that in the bin now, that me being me, I'll go through and gesso or put white paint over that, and I might turn that into just a little reference, something or other. So that was the practice one, and that would be my greatest suggestion, my advice is if you're going to start using one, just do a couple of little tests. And I don't know if I kept the blooper or not because I hope I did. It was so funny. So I put it in, quenched it, got it all, did the back one separate for some reason or something, and I've gone, and now this will fit on there. And it did fit on there if you wanted your book to look like that. I missed it by a country mile. I have no idea. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Jane. Cinch. Okay. I call the Grinch and the chimp, and we'll all now start calling it what it is. Oh, isn't it awful while you're waiting for a storm to break? What is it called? Yeah, that's it. Give me a second. It's all right, Cody. Relax, man. One of these things. And I finally got round to using it. It's actually a lot of fun. It really is. Yeah, I get it. Just a bit slow there, girl. So anyway, this is the actual product of what I've done. So this is Sue's. This is vintage hues of blue. It was her first printable. So it's on a board front. Now this is an authentic page out of a library for a very long time ago. So it's a little bit smaller, and I just wanted to get the pocket, and I love the stamps up there. So then I've just gone through and I've put a combination once again of different pages, and I've backed Sue's pages with some of her the backings that went with that as well. So there's a little bit of graph paper that folds out. Just waiting now for me to get on and do something about it. So that's what you end up with when you do it the way it's meant to. So that in there is pretty much all Sue's paper. There's the odd like writing paper there and that sort of things. How is that? That's the trouble, isn't it? We figure out what all these things are and how they work, and then we use them so infrequently. We've got to just go back and teach ourselves all over again. I think Sue said she had a Zutta as well. Yeah, I think they all just do the same thing, don't they? So they just make a lovely, lovely little book, and they'd make you could make your own personalised diary for the year using one of these. You could have the pages that you want, and you could have the dates laid out the way you want it. I like the back of that. That's just a bit of German script. Jane would be able to help you out with what that says, but I can't. So that was that. That was a follow-up. So I've done that. Now, I need to tell you what's going on. Now, what time is it? We're probably 10 days. We're probably full. So I'm just trying to do it so that we don't have to keep repeating everything. What's happening with Sue and her family? Okay. So Lynn, Sue's mum, and 3 of her friends went down to the Gold Coast for the week. And was it the day before yesterday? Lynn had another fall. Only this time when she's fallen, she's actually broken a hip. So she was in John Flynn Hospital down on the Gold Coast. She has had a new hip popped in, and she is now recovering. So the surgeon, who Sue said is absolutely amazing and a beautiful person, added Lynn on to the end of his operating schedule yesterday. So she's had the operation. She's doing really well, doing well. But obviously Sue's further down from me. She's basically on the border of New South Wales and Queensland on the end of the Gold Coast. So Sue's there now, looking up, doing everything, being with her mum, listening to what the doctor's got to say, hearing what the next weeks are going to entail, and they're trying to find out. They're looking into the medical and logistic, along with the health plan, a health fund, on getting her transferred up to Toowoomba. She is going to be looking at least a 6-week rehab and recovery. It's not going to be something that's going to be healed and happy in a hurry. So, hi, Sandy. Yeah, so I'm just reading. Oh, crap. No, she isn't. Now, we're not that far from here, and her eldest boy, Josh, and his partner, Erica, are about the same distance from her as what we are now. And, of course, she's got the family in Toowoomba that can get down there reasonably quickly. So Lynn's not on her own. Sue's with her. And not that Sue said, but I'm pretty sure Sue's not going too far until her mum's coming home. So that's put a spanner in all sorts of spokes that she's got going. What am I leaving out? So, yeah, Lynn's is recovering well. What I think and what I know would be absolutely amazing if everyone or someone, if you feel you can, made or bought a card and sent it to Sue's home address for Lynn. That no doubt would help immensely. Hi, Di. Yeah, I guess you've just come in on the end of everything that's happened. I might have been just a little bit impatient to tell you all. Sue's mum's had a really bad fall, Di. She's down the end of the Gold Coast. She's doing well, but now, yes, that's exactly right, Sandy, and that's exactly how Sue approaches everything in her life. Her family come first. Her mum, most definitely. The reason why I'm on tonight is so that you can all know what's happening, but also, too, it's important for Sue and her channel to have regular, like Friday nights is live night. So we all come together. We all enjoy each other's company. And by us all coming in together in her channel, because we're in her channel, leaving thumbs up, it all helps her channel to be with all the analytics. I don't know how it all works. I'm sorry. And I'm not. The last time I did a live was the last time I did one for Sue and something happened. So I'm not particularly good at it, but we're all here together, and I think that's probably the most important thing. I might be able to sneak. I've got this heart here that just keeps getting in the way of the last word. Sneak the puppy down. Well, funny you should say that. I had thought about that. Yeah, I'll certainly pass on. Sue hopefully will be able to see all these messages. But yeah, I'm in her impersonator, but I think I've got big shoes to fill here. But it's not about that. What else? What else was Sue? I think I've just said it in a nutshell. So Jim and Matt have to go down tomorrow because the 4 ladies got a unit together and went down in Lynn's car. So they're going down tomorrow to get them home. And then, the weekend, things, they're not going to be able to get answers to what they want until Monday again. So that will at least give Lynn those 2 days to know that there's nothing that can be done, and hopefully it will help her concentrate on just doing what they have to do. The physio had her up today and said that she was doing okay. So I think that's it. It sounds really contrite when I say it like that. I just mean I believe that's the news on what's going on. Now, I will be doing my best with the Facebook page. Please, everybody, keep putting pictures in there, keep interacting with each other, keep talking to each other. They're the sort of things, and coming into the live and watching her videos. She hasn't asked me to say any of this, by the way. But obviously there are ways that we can help her is by supporting the business. Now, having said that, while she's away, you can still order in the shop. The orders will be filled and they'll be sent out. So that's something that you don't have to worry about. You won't be putting any extra burden on Sue. So if you want something, please go ahead and get it. It will get to you. You will get it. What else? And on that note, I don't know how it happened, but I'll just show you a couple of things that she's got in her shop. They just appeared at the door, you know. It's just things like that happen, don't they? I might have clicked a couple of things here and there, but you know. So I have got more in the box behind me, but I'm going to do one of those haul movies. So that's another way to get her name out there again. It would be a good time to buy some digital. Absolutely, digitals. Digitals, hit the like button. Thank you so much, Jane. I'll leave that up to you. Thank you. Just thank you. So, Lorna Taylor. Lorna Taylor has got some new products out, and it's by Creative Expressions. So this is the paper. I think they're 8 by 10 by the look of them. I've got things everywhere. I haven't done a bit of work yet. I hope you like to work while you're watching. You got those fingers going, Jane? Jane's fussy cutting. 8 by 8. So much for my eye. And they are truly beautiful. They are quite dark, but what you're not seeing is the lighter colours do pop a little bit. So they are really, really beautiful, rich. And the backings are just, I'm inclined to almost say that I like the backing better than I like the front. So if you're not quite sure of the front, I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to love the B-side, which I think I probably will be using more of the B-side than I will. Not that there's anything wrong with these. It's just these are basically who I am. It is stunning, isn't it? So that's her paper pad. Now what I've got to show you now is just like there's a real wow factor to these. So we've got Creative Expressions by Taylor Made Lorna, and these are stamps, and what can I say? They are amazing. So that's stamp. This is the front. Now, as a sewer of 150 years, this one here I find just absolutely amazing. They just all are. And they look like they're really well made too. They're not flimsy. They don't look like they're going to rip in half just trying to get them off the acetate. So there's 4 of these. 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 4 So there's the 4 of those. Just stop trying to learn. How do we do here? Doesn't work, Di. Trust me. Doesn't work. They would too, Jane. Yeah, they would absolutely. Phase of the scissors. The one with the scissors. Yeah, the dressmaking one. You'll have to excuse me if I miss some of your conversation, ladies. Jane's on it. Yeah, they would look good with gold accents, absolutely. Now, not only are there the 4 stamps here and the paper, but wait, there's more. Look at the stencil. Just look at it. I don't need to say anything. It just sells itself. That's the next one. Hearts. That's forget-me-not vines. So, lace crochet. And this one. Aren't they beautiful? They are just so beautiful. Now, the thing is, they are going very, very quickly, apparently. So if you'd be wanting these, don't dither about too much is basically the message that I've been given to pass on to you. They are, as you can imagine, because they are beautiful and they are just amazing. Funny you should say that, Jane. When we were in New Zealand just before the Christmas before the plague, we went to a city, and I can't for the life of me remember which one it was, and it was all Art Deco. It's just amazing town, just amazing, and it was all Art Deco. So I'll just give you a quick sneak look. Now we get our box. Now look at this. I mean, even this is the wrapping paper. I mean, what else is in there really doesn't matter, does it? So other things that Sue has got in her shop. Sorry about the rattle. I wasn't going to do this, but just for you ladies. She's still got these storage pockets. Now they are brilliant. So if we have a look at, just because I have to give you a demonstration, these fit in these pockets. And it makes everything so much easier when you've got these. They come in packs of, I think, 5 storage pockets. I think it's 5 storage pockets. You think it'd tell me somewhere, wouldn't you? I think it's 5. They are really, really good and they're sturdy. It is 5. So she has those available. What have we got? Look at this pretty little Uniquely Creative. Isn't it lovely? And I got these gorgeous little bags. I don't know why I do multiples. It just makes my brain feel all right. So these are little glassine bags. And they really are a very handy little thing to have. I got another frame stamp, dark green door. Now, I did think I had one, but maybe I'll come across it in 2 years' time and go, oh, there it is. And these are the 49 Market film strip frames. So they look like they're going to be lots of fun to play with. So they look pretty good. So they look like they're going to be lots of fun to play with. for, we don't have, used to have gazillions of them, didn't we? The negative strips laying about, but not anymore. And these are the little Tim Holtz that have just got the little dimenties in them, and they hang off, look lovely hanging off a tag. And then I got some papers. Now, I must say, when I like something, I like something. So as you can see, I kind of like that one. So I think I only got 3 each of them. And then there's the pink one, which is beautiful. You can see the front and back all in one go there. Just amazing. Aren't they beautiful? I've already had some of this, but I've used a lot of it. So I've grabbed some more, and I thought those cutouts there, those ephemera pieces were actually really something very handy, and they are uniquely creative. I thought so. So that's that little bundle. Now these are all there in the shop. So I have the oval frame stamp. Yeah, I'm sure I had one somewhere. So these are all uniquely creative as well. So you can see the front and the back page together there. But look at this one. It goes that way. That didn't work, did it? That way. That's stunning. Now, the reason why I like this one is quite often, to me, the pictures are back to front, so that when you want to fold it to make a journal cover out of it, the actual main image is on this side. But it actually stop saying that word. This works beautifully for me. This is because that naturally looks like it goes into the bike, and the bike's facing away, so that the whole flow and of it pleases my eye. So I thought, well, I better get a couple of them. And then that's the back of it. So the back is just stunning as well. And there's that one there. It's been around for a while, but it's a goodie. It's a beautiful one. I love it. And look at this. Isn't it just beautiful? And the back of them are just wonderful. To me, uniquely creative. I don't know. I think they've just gone up a notch or two with what they're producing now. And then I just got another Minte cutouts. You'll see in coming videos of mine why I need to actually replace them. So there you go, girls. I used what I had, and I had to buy in new ones. So restock. So that's all from the shop. All beautiful things. So when you see a little haul video pop up, you'll be able to go, yeah, been there, done that, saw it. And then, of course, like Jane said, pop over to Sue's beautiful, beautiful printables. Close your ears for a minute. And if I keep talking too much about it, she'll go mad at me. So you've all got it. I'm trying not to keep repeating myself. And I'll just have a little drink, and then we might start doing something. Yeah, they are really nice. I was going to show you, but I'm worried about ethically. Just give me a second. I worry about being the ethical. It's like, we all know I've got a channel, but this is Sue's channel. But I will show you all what these. I don't think this is the one with the Minte chippies in them, but this is how much nicer they can make. So that's Minte. So it's all a bit jumbled up. So you can see how it just does that little bit extra. That's the birds of the one we just saw. And even when a little bit breaks off, you can always use it right down to the last little bit. I enjoyed using them more than the ones that I've bought previously. I've got little fairy ones. I've got a fairy themed one. So yeah, just that's the difference that these little chippies can make in your yeah, you should try them, Jane. They're fun. Now, I found the same thing. I'll give you exactly the same advice that Sue gave you all. I've used a little dauber and the Minte chalk paint, white chalk paint, Microsoft White, and I do them all on the sheet because obviously some of them are little, and then you're trying to keep it all organised and stuff goes everywhere. And well, not for me. I've just watched other people get in that sort of mess, you know. Now, usually on there, I do. Oh, it's so disorganised. No, I can't find them. Okay. I will have to look later. Sorry. I've got enough stuff around me and I go looking for the one thing that's not here. I get the index of the book and put it in there. So it just kind of makes that look like a little index to something like this story. So we have to decide now. I need to just take a breath. As you can tell, my heart's been racing. And so I like worrying about Sue, making sure I get the right message across and coming on, and you know, it's all trauma. So I've got to try and figure out what I'm going to do. That's the other thing I do. This is Glad bake paper, you know, the non-stick out of the kitchen, and it's not really much use for anything other than what I'm doing now. It just makes a lovely sound. It really does. So what delightful thing am I going to use? Now, I do like the idea of one image on the front as a pocket and one on the back. And what I've started to do with when I'm journaling, I pick a page here and then I go to the back and I get that same corresponding page up here, and I do something there, I do something there, and so forth, and we'll work into the middle because you want. Because what I did, I think, without thinking of it, I went through during my journal and I put too much stuff in them. And of course, by the time I got to halfway through the book, literally the very halfway book, the thing was full. And there was hardly anything at this end. So because I'm not very well disciplined and I just start doing, oh, thank you, Sandy, I just start getting into it. So now I make the conscious effort of whatever I do here, I go back and it's not the same thing. I'll just make sure I do something on that page, whatever that will be. So this is going to be, we'll have that there. Maybe cut a little bit straighter. Mightn't be anything wrong with that at all. Yeah, you see it is just that little bit off. So if we, although we might do one We won't worry about those at the moment. There'll be one as will last. So they're all. And what I was thinking of doing is putting a pocket on here. I love this. What do I do with the rest? Oh, the rest of the grunge. See, that's another thing that we could do too. Fold that up and maybe stick it somewhere to the back. So we want a pocket. To use that to decorate. Here's one. How about, because they're all really lovely, we just go, that one's beautiful. However, covers up too much of that lovely page. So what if we go to the next one? That's a nice tall, thin one. Oh, we can have that one. I think I'll have that one. And then because these are pockets, simple pockets, using a completely different one, we could almost do the same. On the back page. So let's at least do something. Yeah, it does it stops you from getting into a bit of a mess, Anita, I've found, because I find with my life that this room, I pretty much live in here by choice. Graham's got his workshop, so occasionally we say hello to each other. We have meals together. Does that count? We're both creatives, which works out exceptionally well because neither one of us would be able to spend the amount of time we spend on what we do if we both weren't creatives. We have our date nights, and we're trying to learn how to sit in the lounge room with each other a couple of times a week, and we decided to do that just after I'd stopped our Netflix subscription, because you could count on one hand the amount of times that we'd watched it in like 12 months. So I thought, well, that's just a bit silly. So I cancelled it, and then we had a discussion about perhaps we should make a little bit of an effort, spend some time together. So we got Stan. Now, we have watched one series, so we tend to, I do believe the term is binge watch. We start watching one series, and then we just watch it through to the end. I can remember when I was younger and you watched television, you got one episode per week. And if it didn't all happen in that 1 hour episode or half hour episode, you had to wait till the next week. None of that these days. And it was called The Winter Prince. And it is really, really a beautiful story. So I'm hoping they're still making them. So I'm just not going to ink the sides at the moment. So I went for the narrower one because we can still see a little bit of that there. So what I'm going to do is what strength paper. Gosh, here I go again. You think a person would get organised, wouldn't you? So I'm going to use this because it's nice weight without being too heavy, and the colour's right. But if I hear you say, what are you doing? Oh, I thought if I just sort of bumbled about, if it worked, I'd tell you. It doesn't work. You don't know, do you? No. Nothing too glamorous, just a... Oh. a gusset. So tell me, what's everybody else doing? Hi, Tanya, how are you? I certainly hope you're all sitting there doing something. It's me, you know, you don't get off easy like you do with Sue. Best you all be doing something, or there'll be trouble. So what's everybody doing? Or has been doing? I can't believe that, what is it, halfway through November, I don't go to the shops. But I've heard reports that there are Christmas things absolutely everywhere. Christmas fatigue, is that a real thing? If it's not, it should be. There we go. I just had a mental break. Doesn't that make you feel good when everybody's watching? Yeah, I just fold it in half. With anything thicker, you'd be probably better off using a scoreboard. I've got glue there. And that gets glued down. Wait a minute. That's all I've said all night. Wait a minute. Louie, did you take my journal, darling? Sometimes I can be a little bit dim. This is another journal just because you can never have too many journals on the go at one time. This is my hope. This is my hope journal. So I'm missing a bend, aren't I? It's got to be a concertina. Yeah, it was wrong when I was cutting it. No, Jane. Working on your swap, excellent. 10 years eating, I thought it was editing. What you eating, girl? Swap within your eye. No, I'm not. Jane, are you? Because you did a fantastic one last year with, was it Liesl and the other lass? I always think of them together. Try not and ask me what I'm doing here. I don't know. Half is too big, so it's a quarter. And then there. Oh, girls, help me out. I can't think. I'll show you this. I'll measure it. I have gone completely blank on something as simple as a gusset, something that has been done, that you have done 150 times before. I just aren't used to doing it. So I've gone a quarter, yeah, so it's a It is a quarter of an inch, or the centimetres. Mumble grumble. So I'm just basically saying to you it's okay if you don't know what you're doing. So this is just a little bit. So I've got that pocket there. Just a quick. So I did that page. Couple of little things. This my favourite thing, and this comes from Wendy from Wendy's Adventure. So it sits down like that. These little weights hold it down. But when you lift it up, look at this. Those are the little birds. Cheep, cheep, cheep. They're waiting for Mummy to come home with them. I love it. I love it. And this one is using two pages side by side, putting an envelope on it. So I've turned it into a pocket, and then I've put a gusset on that, which is what I'm making all the fuss over now. And then I've got to get a little string. So that's there. I think that was when we were in Rome. Just some nice images. So as you can see, I do have a lot of little pockets. This is using 49 and Market pages. Aren't they beautiful? You can get 49 and Market in the shop too. The German element always inspires me. It's your heritage, isn't it, Jane? Oh, yeah, if you're teaching every day, that's going to be a bit tricky, isn't it? I've got so many things on the go here. I honestly don't know whether I'm coming or going. I've taken my quilting machine and my overlocker out of the room just to give me some space to stack stuff up at the moment. So in a vain hope that, maybe over Christmas I might be able to get things done. My very dear and very special friend is coming. We're meeting up for Christmas Day, and then she's coming down and staying with us for a few weeks. So chances of me doing anything are pretty well slim to none. So there we've got a concertina. Okay, it really honestly isn't rocket science. This is for the person that can think about what they're doing, I guess. So is Jane the only one doing? A December challenge? The 22nd, Jane, that's fairly late. Are the kiddies in the schools, girl? Oh, fake German. The 49 and Market rub-ons are second to none. Now, I'm a big Tim Holtz fan, like everybody else in the world. I think his stuff is really good. I don't think much of his tools and that, but they're very good. But I think they could be just a tad better quality and just a little bit cheaper, but his name does carry an extra few dollars on these days. But I've come to, Jim comes second these days. I think it's in 49 and Market, and I really, really get on splendidly. And it started bringing out its soft, beautiful tones and bringing in those few brights. And just as I was coming out of my grunge to ever say that Vic was going to work anything other than monochromatic and dark, you would just okay, right, yeah, sure, whatever. But I'm actually getting better working with colour. I have trouble with the colour green. Oh, okay, it's a little bit different. I love the fact that you're a fake German. Don't want anything real here in this place. So if I just put that there, the reason why I've done it in that colour is because if I turn it over, it doesn't look too bad. So there was a reason for it. I'll just get my little blue page. And my bottle of blue. Cody, did you take my bottle of blue, mate? Oh, I'm not very good at this, girls. I'm sorry. Not funny. Oops, sorry, Louie. It's just a bit of paper, mate. Don't overdramatise. Oh. Well, I don't know where it is. Unless it fell in there. What is it in English? Oh, do they? That's interesting. Because I find green difficult. I really do. I just find it very confusing. But I'm trying. I'm more of a nose tone person. That'll work. Oh, I've just spotted my glue. And you know that's the annoying thing about where that glue is? It's where I put it. Oh, that's a good point, Kerry. And Chris and I have a few things in common. Although there's been a few misguided, and we won't go there, there's misguided creatures and people in all sorts of walks of life, so nothing's ever a complete solution. This world is made up of humans, so we're never going to have perfect. Utopia is a state of mind, I think. So what's everybody doing for the weekend? I'll start off. We're going out tomorrow night. We're going to dinner. And we're going to the theatre. And I think it will be our last Queensland Symphony Orchestra concert for the year. I think. I'm not sure. We have been in to see the Messiah a couple of times. Then it's kind of like, because we get a ballet subscription every year, I think this is the 7th year we're going to go and watch the Nutcracker. So we've decided to go out on a limb, and next year, instead of getting the full subscription, we'll just buy a couple of their performances and then go and see something different. I mean, we love the Nutcracker. The Sugar Plum Fairy is my very best fairy. But yeah, this is the 7th or the 8th year that we're going to be watching it. So, and then one year we watched Peter Pan, and it was just awesome. And they had it on a repeat a couple of years later, and they changed it a bit. We weren't happy. Normally change is good, but Peter Pan was so good in the way they did the crocodile and the ticking clock, and it was awesome. It was awesome. You're going to sew, Anita? I miss sewing at the moment. What the hell is that? Hey, if McDonald's is going to be giving money to Ronald McDonald House or doing whatever they do with the money, have a burger. I think McDonald's occasionally is going to be, it's not the worst thing we could be doing, Gary. Go for it with no guilt. Just eat it. You know what we did last night, and this is not. We had a bit of a bad day in this house yesterday. We ended up buying hamburgers, and Graham got, because they're massive hamburgers. They're like the old hamburgers, you know, the old Australian hamburgers of years gone by, and Graham got a serve of chips. We have a handful, you know, barely a handful of chips. The lads love the chips. They have chips for dinner. So we get takeaway, they get takeaway. Not that they're spoiled, but they can't, you know, you can't let them go out. And there's worse things you can give them than potato, I'm sure. I hope so. So after all that, all to do about nothing, we got a single pocket on. What is it? An hour and a half. And this is what I've produced, ladies. I don't know whether to weep or cheer. I'm sort of not going to be getting much credibility on that, are we? Now, I know this looks a little bit awkward, but the reason why I do it this way is if I don't get it quite right, it's harder to pull off. Whereas if I just lift it up a little bit, I can glue the bottom of it because I know I've got the sides right. Methodology. So what error are you setting this detective? Oh, sorry, Anita, I've just looked up. Thank you, and you are welcome. And I will be passing on everybody's warm wishes. Anita, I'm not sure if you were here or not. I don't think Di was, so I'd just like to say that if you are in a position to be able to either make or get a card, a get well card to send to Lynn, send it to Sue's home address. It would just be such a lovely thing to do. It's all been a bit horrible, and especially being so far away from home. Like so. There we are. We've got our little pocket. See, we've got our gusset. There it is, and I've put a pretty deep gusset in there, so we can put lots of yummy things in there. Now, will we put a lid on it or won't we? Kind of like it the way it is. Probably a little bit too tall. I don't know what it look like. Raggedy edged. I hope you have a lovely weekend, Anita, and you enjoy your sewing. Just ripple me nothing. Still moved on me. I don't have a lot of strength in my fingers, so tearing is akin to a extreme sport in this house these days. I think I might just cut that off. By the time I rip it, it'll be so tiny. They've had the helicopter out, as you can hear, on a few Friday nights and Saturday nights. Apparently we're not the only ones, but there is a massive problem with hooning all around the suburbs. It's not just something that's happening here near us, and it really is starting to get quite dangerous. And Graham took the lads for a walk, just to tell you how bad it is. Took them for their walk a few weeks back now, and he's down on the corner where there's a set of lights, and this young fella, Graham says only young fella from what he could see, there is cars on every side of the intersection waiting to go somewhere. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so you've got mummies and daddies with kiddies coming home, all walks of life, and this little person goes into the intersection and starts doing what is fondly called, with a little bit of a laugh and a smile in the voice, a donut. Now, he was in the middle of that intersection, like I said, cars on each one, and he's doing this donut, and there is that much smoke from the tyres you could barely see. Graham showed me the video, and when we had a close look at the video, so this kid, you can imagine, has got no control. You look a bit closer and hear this, I don't know, all I can say is moronic idiot, no shirt on, hanging out the back window. His whole torso was out, and he was sort of balanced around the bottom of his vertebrae, hanging onto something, like the window ledge inside that all you've got to grip on is where the window goes up. And he's hanging out the window, yahooing and laughing like it's the best thing in the world. And some mother's got to love him. it's just so out of hand. It is just so scary. It's like, why? Just, yeah. So the helicopter's been up and around and about. So I'm thinking I do like a lid on there, but that's too matchy. Because that's sitting out like a paper bag the way I want it. But I'm a bit worried that if we don't anchor that down a little bit, it's going to flop open all the time. And that's too big. I don't want to lose too much of this. I think I'm just being a little bit too fussy. Oh, this one. Okay, this matches just perfectly, obviously, but it's just a little bit too. Well, if we do that, what do you think, girls? Which very good. Yeah, I mean, what do you do with these people that think that everyone's going to get out of their way? But we're not going to get out of their way before we hit them if they don't give us enough warning that that's what they're going to do. Because the whole, is it physics? The whole, how much it takes to stop, and isn't it a physics thing? Do they not understand that people need stopping time? Which one? The one that matches or the one with the contrast? Contrast? Matching with that dark there. Yeah, it's and that's what it is, Jane. They think it's just so hilarious and so funny. They have no concept at all what they're doing to the rest of the world. Matching, yeah. Not good down the Gold Coast, and my advice is, as far as the Gold Coast goes now for a while, just don't bother. It's schoolies. I think a lot of parents have wisened up to financing kids' trips to the Gold Coast. I think a lot of very clever thinking parents have started to offer assistance to kids to go somewhere else with their, like their group from school. Because it can be quite scary down there, and how these kids are allowed to hire these scooters is beyond me. It is really truly terrifying, and it's like, I just think your parents have just spent 18 years, 17 years in a small fortune to grow you up so you can try and kill yourself in a week. Like the kids going from room to room by hopping over balconies. And I don't know. It's like, how would you feel if you were a parent? You're sitting down watching the telly and watching the news one night. Oh, yeah, my kid's at school, and I'll just tune in and see what they're up to. And here your little pumpkin is, 10 stories up, possibly inebriated, going from one balcony to another. It's like, your son, you just wasted all that money. Well, didn't really waste it. It's just one just indiscretion, but you know what I mean. It's just like, and as far as they're concerned, it's like, you know what, we've just passed our school, we've finished school. We're the only ones in history that have ever done it. So, you know, like, you can just get out of our way and let us celebrate because, you know, we've just proved we're the best. We've done it. It's like cocky little buggers. And then they have organisations like the SES or the volunteer type emergency services. Now, I'm all for the emergency services. My husband was in the SES for 16, 17 years, was the controller of the SES unit where we used to live, and he did a lot of dedicated work during those years, and I'm very proud of him for what he did. But he makes a very good point. Why are they asking emergency services to be unpaid babysitters? Because that's basically what it is. It's just trying to babysit kids that don't want to be babysat, that are hell-bent on killing themselves. I mean, they're not allowed to do first aid on them. If they see anybody in trouble, they've got to call an ambulance. Yeah, that's right. My brain's just firing. So yeah, it's very difficult for everybody. The shop owners, I mean, I know it's an opportunity for the shop owners to make a lot of money, and they do need to take that opportunity. I do understand that. But to have to board your shop up, for goodness sake, these aren't toddlers we're talking about. Yeah, I suppose that's debatable too then, really, isn't it? One could say, are you sure they're not toddlers? I'm thinking maybe it's working. We're on and we're chatting away.
Yeah, good. How many's on?
I think 8 of us.
Oh, good.
6 of us.
It's a party.
It's a party. Now, as you just heard, Graham just tried to very quietly come in to make sure everything was all right. Bless his heart. He's not one that gets flustered, but I have noticed a little bit of late that he knows how important all you are and what we do is the importance to my mental health that this all is, etc., etc. So he tries so hard. So when he's flicking and trying to find out a solution for it, he has no idea because he doesn't use social media. The only social media he comes in contact with is the social media that I drag him into. So he just wants it to all work for us. So he's just checking up on us. And he's run away again. I'll say hi to him later. I just wanted to know that I'm not sitting here in a pool of my tears. I'm useless. Can't do anything right. And all those ridiculous things we say to ourselves. I think we might do this one for no other reason than there's lots of busy happening. And I need to go to a thinner piece because I put a little tear in that pocket top. Yeah, I'm not sure about the wisdom of letting these kids ride those scooters, though. And yet we have some kids that are just really responsible, and it's a shame, isn't it? That a few let everybody down. This Sunday, I'll be spending the day doing everything I didn't get done yesterday and today. I think my problem is I don't take proper breaks. And then I sort of like get a little bit like I am at the moment, a little bit scattered. Don't actually do any favours to ourselves, do we? But it seems to be what we do. I know it's not a very big space, but I know what we can do. First one I grabbed. I thank you, Tanya. You have a safe night and a lovely weekend, and hopefully we'll catch you again next week. I'm too late now. I try not to use these sponges on the stencils because it strips them, and the blending brushes work better, but I need two hands to hang on to the stencil once I started. There we go. It's a little snippet of the lace. Isn't it beautiful? Now I'll have to wipe that off now and pretend it didn't come out of its packet for my whole my knives. This is the one I tried for you to make sure it's all right. 9 o'clock and we've got a pocket done. Oh, I know what I should have done before I put that paper down. There we go, that works. That works. gone all quiet. Is everybody still awake? Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for all the thumbs up. It's a good thing. Like I said, it helps with all the numbers and whatever it is, whatever. I'm not even going to pretend I understand it, but it does help the channel. So thank you very much. So I might put them over to dry out a little bit. I don't want to put you on until I put your little... So that's going to sit over there like so. And then I thought I was going to do a little, just a Velcro dot closing, which I still might, but I've got that. I want it to run that way against the grain. And this one, I want to go... Oh, yeah, no, I don't think I can. I take that back. Although I have to have it off-center to get them. I didn't think of that, did I? It's either got to be opposite or it's got to be lined up perfectly. Now that one I can do that way. See how all the lines go straight through? But with this one, I've got to have this one over here. I've kind of like got to have it off center to get it to line up. Didn't think of that, did I? You see, it's got to be there. It might have to be opposite then. Everybody's just watching. Thank you. And thank you all for hanging around and supporting me in this little endeavour. I'm not... No, I am. I'm just who I am. I'm not going to keep saying anything else. We do what we do, don't we? We do it as good as we can. And we're blessed with these sorts of opportunities to be able to help each other. And I think that is what we've got to recognise. The moments when we can step up and help somebody else on this planet. I've run out of funny stories. I've been doing some videos. Excuse me, ladies. I'm just trying to have a quiet drink and it just... I'm used to doing videos where I can just go... Yeah, I think we might edit that. Yeah, I think we just might give that a bit of miss. This is different. it is, Sandy. We need to just recognise when the opportunity's there. And I mean, it's not like I'm doing this for nothing. I mean, this is valuable experience I'm getting here. And I'm getting the opportunity to talk and spend time with you ladies. So it's not exactly what you'd call a great self-sacrifice. It's just something nice for me to do, and it just helps friend. And you usually find from when you help people, there's always the unintentioned benefits and bonuses. Deciding what to do. How much white have we got? What about that? We open it up. I think I will line this. I don't want it to go into the fold. Just about every time I use my glue stick lately. I'm hoping it stops soon. I think of Miss Pips. She'd jump up on the table, and I don't think there was a time when she didn't hit this glue. I'm sure she could smell it, and she waited until she could jump up and stick herself to it. Jumping off the table, a bit of something stuck to her somewhere. Where's the little heart? Oh, she'd jump up here and she'd frighten the living daylights out of me. And quite often, she had Louis in hot pursuit, so she wasn't fussy where she was going to land. She'd launch herself from the door, I think. And the really, really silly thing is all she had to do was turn around and sit on him. What was that? Sorry, gang. Had you on mute? Oh, that'd be right. Oh, that's all right. You kiddo. Oh, man. Last day of year 12. She's got a uni already. And we ask what she wants to major in, what she wants to study. I love her style, Jane. I love her style. May she never lose that. I have no idea what Monster High School is. I'm assuming it's something that she used as inspiration, but I don't know the reference. And those eyes. Yeah. Archaeology, okay. How's that going to go for employment? She'd be able to curate, wouldn't she? A museum. Two beautiful girls finished their year 12 journey this week in Toowoomba. Oh, okay. Cartoon character. Monster High School. I'll have to Google it. See, this is what happens when you don't have young ones around you. You don't know the answers to all the good stuff. I feel like I'm missing out. If that's where she's got her inspiration from, I'm definitely missing out. Now, I did make a dirty mess there because I put the glue down too far, but obviously it's a file folder and it's going to be glued up, so I'm not overly perturbed about being a bit naughty and messy. I just didn't want it going into the fold. Oh, okay, thanks, Jane. Fair enough. Good answer, actually. Let's get it through the first hurdle. I think that the young ones now, they're just so young, and they're big decisions. And I think that they're allowed to have time and space and start one course and then do another one. Maybe the first one hopefully can credit towards the second one, but I don't know. I think maybe if we want kids making such big decisions when they leave school, how about you stop making us send them to school when they're 5? How about sending them to school when they're 7? That way, when they get out, they've got half a chance of knowing what they want to do, half a chance of knowing who they are, never mind about what they want to do. I just think we put too much pressure. Now I sound like an old lady, don't I? But it's how I feel. And I haven't felt much different to that for a very, very long time. I mean, there are, there's millions around the world and in this country, hundreds of thousands just in your town, wherever you are, that are capable of making decisions like that. And they've got the family support to back them up. But there are kids that get thrust out, sort of spat out of school at the end of the year 12. They don't know who they are, much less what they want to do. And then all silly people like me at them, well, are you going to be able to get a job? Are you doing well enough? Did you think of that? We ask stupid questions, and I'm just as guilty as that. It just comes out without thinking. Okay. My little rant's over. That was a commercial break. Okay, so she can do it at home. That's good news. Good. So I'm catching up. That is amazing. Kerry, that would have taken an entire family to get there. Well done. Well done, everybody. Yeah, you see, I'm with you, Sandy. Why hand them these keys to a car? Yeah, well, you're well placed, Jane. That will help immensely. My daughter did history, ancient history, and English lit. And she's done exceptionally well with her career. She lives in a country that actually appreciates her academics, their academics, so that's a good thing. She's climbing up the tree, doing exceptionally well. They do that obviously in a different country. They do it a little bit differently over there. So she's the head of something that I can't really completely understand what. All I know is she's just doing really, really well. And so proud of her. Anything you want to know about William Shakespeare and his plays, she's your girl. Art history. So she's very much into the arts. And like her mother, math holds very little interest to her. And her dad's very analytical. Amy's also very artistic too. And I probably should come with a warning. I'm biased, and I'm not going to apologise for it, and I'm going to continue to be biased. If we can't encourage and say good things about our own kids, how can we say it about any kid, for that matter? You should be saying wonderful things about all kids. There should be no shame in saying how great they are. There we go, got that done. No, I don't think it is, Jane. I don't think that we make it easy for our kids. I don't think they're encouraged enough. But I also don't think that those that do struggle scholastically or do have I don't know, I'll literally term it learning disabilities. And yes, I know there is such a thing as learning disabilities, but sometimes I wonder whether or not it's a learning disability or a teaching disability. And I don't mean any respect to teachers, because they are stuck with a system that they have to use. And thankfully, not every child's the same. So what's good for this half a dozen kids over here is going to be a nightmare for the 10 that are over here. And there doesn't seem to be a lot in the middle. It's like you can't group a whole bunch of little humans together or big and expect them all to be able to understand. Yeah, they are a bit sandy. Why am I keep rubbing them, do I? Sorry. Yeah, they are pretty sore indeed. And I'm just getting off. I'm being very sidetracked at the moment. I think I'm just trying to take my mind off it. But yeah, they are very sore. I think I'm about 2.5 minutes off saying goodnight. I'm just going to see what this looks like. Yeah. It is when you find somewhere that's going to accept your child for who they are, you hang on and you don't let go. I don't know why. It's money, like you said, ratio, Jane, which I'm assuming comes down to money, is shocking. We put our least amount of effort and resources into the very resources that are the most important. And that is our children, right from birth. I mean, look how much childcare providers get paid. Same with elderly places, aged homes, how much the carers get paid. You know, we don't. Our young and our elderly are our greatest resource, and we give it nothing. My goodness, I am in a bit of a rant tonight. Sorry, girls. Try and think of something funny, hey? Funniest Thrive there. Okay. Are they a like a state? The Good Samaritan College, is that private? Yeah, we'll heat pack up soon and. Wow. Okay. That's a, yeah. Should be a normal, shouldn't it? I don't know how little kids cope, but I know once this person said to me, she said, I was trying to learn how to tact, and of course I don't do in-out things and sort of anything that requires twisting from one side to another, or I'm just not much good at it. Trying to learn how to tact, well, had I realised how hopeless I was at it, I would have gone, well, you know what, I can do other things, so I won't worry about tatting. This lady that was trying to teach me, she did a block, and she said, oh, I can't help you, you're just too stupid to teach. And I go, whoa. That was a bit harsh. In my head, of course, I didn't say anything out loud, and I've just gone, well, I'll just pop this away then, will I? She stormed off. I just frustrated her that much. That's what come out of her mouth. And if knowing how I felt when that got said to me as an adult over something as useless as learning how to dance. I mean, learning to tat isn't exactly a life skill, is it? And it's like I felt the way I felt after she spoke to me like that. A little brain should never have to try and process that sort of thing. And yet I have spoken to some little ones that do have learning problems. And the common consensus out of the mouths of babes is, I'm stupid. You know, something's going wrong, people. I still can't tat. I still can't tat. That's why I'm over it now. It was a pretty horrendous thing to come out of her mouth, wasn't it? But I've always been very difficult to teach. I do have an acceptance of that. It doesn't make me stupid. It just makes me very hard to teach. And like you said, Jane, no one's unteachable. It's like me with my math, and I laugh about it. And I just think left and right subjective. It can be anything you want it to be. I know that's wrong. But, you know, in my world these days. And yet the really funny thing about it is, 2 lives ago when I was in the army, I could give navigation lessons. I can plot longitudes and latitudes and, you know, which part of the which hemisphere you're in, and I could plot and I could do the radio and give everyone coordinates. You put me in a paddock with a map and tell me to orientate it, you may as well just whistle Dixie, because it's just not going to happen. I cannot do it. I really cannot do it. And when we had to do our exam, our orienteering exam, I'm wandering around like I've got 2, and it wasn't so bad because I could keep up with everybody else and see where they were going. And then I turned around and I got lost, and I'm walking around. This is only on point 3. Over there in the long grass. So I go twiddling off over it because behind every number there's a letter. So you have to write down next to number 3. It was, letter C, whatever it was. And it wasn't my next marker. I was in the pop-up shooting range. And number 3 was the number 3 target. So that's about how good I am at orienteering. And it's just got worse over the years. And now I just laugh. It's just like, chill out, peoples. You either can or you can't do it, and do something else. And if you really, really want to know it, you persevere it until it sinks in. And that's it. Life goes on. But I really, honestly wasn't the best of soldiers. I was good at my job, but I was not a good soldier. Get lost in car parks, couldn't hit anything with my rifle. Though I think a lot of that was just conscience. Because one day it might not be a target, and I thought, no. A funny old career I picked for my social and moral standards, isn't it? I am going to buy myself some decent tweezers. Well, these ones might be all right. Okay. I'll just get this on. And then it's time. I am hopeless at this. I shouldn't be doing this in public. You'd be ripping your hair out. Fingernails. Gnashing of teeth, isn't it? Gnashing of teeth and what is it? Gnashing of teeth and wringing your knuckles. Or clutching your pearls. It's all different sorts. Oh, a joke. Oh, what? I wish that love hurt heart would move. I'm sure I'm missing a bit of the joke. Oh, yeah, that works. Basil and Magician's favourite phase. See, paintbrush, I think. Yeah, I've got a little bit of paintbrush. I've got a paintbrush to put. Oh, does she actually use the paintbrush for the gold leaf as well? I shouldn't bring that paintbrush out in public, should I? It's got a few skin problems. It's a bit gnarly. I don't know what is favourite phase. Do tell. I'm hanging on here. That's a dad joke, isn't it? I love it. I love dad jokes. I think they're the best things. I really do love dad jokes. They're so corny and they're not. Nobody's going. You're not trying to belittle anybody or put them down. I love it. I'll have to think of one, okay? I'll come up with one. I used to have a great store of them because you'd be amazed to how what a gift a corny little dad joke is in a place that you walk into where there's grieving and there's a bit of animosity and like as a representative from the church, them not really knowing what to do with me because they don't normally go to church, but all those sorts of feelings, and just to be able to go in and be calm and find out what's going on in the room and that, and getting everybody settled. If you got to know when to tell it, but to tell a dad joke is it's just a wonderful tool. But your timing is everything, though. I will just classify that. All right, my lovelies. Thank you ever so much for coming and supporting me, which in turn is supporting Sue and her channel. Her printables are there. Please go and have a look at them. They're lovely. Orders will be filled, all those sorts of things. So if you're talking with anybody and they have those sorts of questions, just assure them. A card, absolutely brilliant. I would imagine that would be a very thoughtful thing. Well, it is a very thoughtful thing. And I'm sure Lynn would just help her immensely. So on that note, thank you very much, everybody. I'm sorry about the trouble at the beginning. If it's me next week, I promise I will do. No, what I'll do is I'll promise to do the best I can. And we'll leave it at that. That way I don't have to be too hard on myself if it doesn't go quite right to start with. So blessings to all of you. Have a safe weekend. Be kind to yourself. And as always, please be kind to the person standing next to you. Bye for now.